Students, please rise for the faculty processional. Students, please rise for the faculty processional.
Good afternoon and welcome. Please rise and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem, which will be sung by the sympathetic vibrations.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Well, good afternoon. In addition to our students who are preparing for military service, I'd like for us to take a moment to recognize the veterans and active service members in the audience. If you have served or are currently serving in any branch of the U.S. military, please rise and be recognized. Thank you for your service. At this time, I'm pleased to introduce Ms. Ronak Kandakar, a master's candidate in civil engineering, who will give our reflection. Ronak?
How many of you have a plan for your future? Come on, don't be shy. Okay, how many of you don't? Greetings, proud family, friends, faculty, staff, alumni, and of course, the graduating class of 2018. Woo! My name is Ronak Kandakar, and today I stand here overwhelmed with many emotions. We have all put in so much effort over the last few years to finally say, we got out. And such an accomplishment was made possible with the support of our caring families, friends, professors, and the entire Georgia Tech community. While I am ready to continue on with my future endeavors, knowing that Tech has thoroughly prepared me for them, I'm also filled with a sense of sadness. Tech has been my home for the last 6 years, and the people here have become my family. With all my time pulling all-nighters, taking spontaneous naps in the club, preparing for career fairs, cheering for our fellow Yellow Jackets, or simply sitting on rooftop garden admiring our beautiful campus, Tech has become a sanctuary for me. So where do we go from here? Some of us have a clear vision as to where we're going to end up, down to the exact formula, and others are still figuring it out. Wherever your path may take you, I want you to remember these 3 buzzwords. Number 1, research, the foundation on which this institution was built. Research. Now, I'm not talking about going to the library and grabbing every book on the subject. Research has many components. To find an answer, you must first have a question. But the key is to start asking the right questions. Tech has given us the tools and the skills needed in asking these right questions. The who, the what, the when, the where, the why, and the how. But what's the most important question to ask ourselves? The why. The why will lead you to your how. If you do not know why you are doing something, then the how will always seem impossible. So research every detail. Number 2, leadership. What makes you a leader? Your GPA, your extracurriculars, your job offers? Even if you are 1 in a million on a planet of about 7 billion, that means there are nearly 7,000 people just like you. Graduating from Tech has made us all leaders in one way or another. But what truly makes us leaders is what we do from here. What we do with our degree will define us, and how we share education and our experiences will guide us to be the best leaders we can be. And the 3rd buzzword, obligation. When we step outside these doors today, we have an obligation to fulfill, to our families, to our communities, and to ourselves. Georgia Tech has prepared us all for the real world and has molded us to face any challenges that come our way with the ability to change the world. Using our education, we can continue to create social changes and improvements all across the globe, from detecting gravitational waves to preventing heart disease to building schools in developing countries. And together, I believe that we can. No, We will change the world for generations to come. Our future begins now. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2018.
Thank you, Ronak, and good luck in your future endeavors. Graduates, members of the faculty and staff, distinguished guests, families, and friends, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to the 255th commencement exercises here at the Georgia Institute of Technology. This weekend's commencement activities recognize our spring graduates. This afternoon, we celebrate 1,370 master's degree recipients. And tomorrow, we'll recognize 2,120 undergraduate degree recipients. And this morning, we recognized 180 students who received their PhDs, a remarkable group of graduates. As we celebrate the successful conclusion of one chapter of your lifelong education, it's important to acknowledge that you have not done it alone. With us today are many families, friends, and colleagues whose love and support helped to make this day possible. In addition, with us are faculty members who've guided and mentored these students, sharing with them their time, their wisdom, and their expertise in order to help each and every one of them reach his or her fullest potential and achieve this important milestone. Would the members of the faculty please rise and be recognized? Thank you. At this time, I'd like to introduce several members of the stage party. I will ask that you hold your applause as they stand when I call their names and wait until I finish introducing all of them to recognize them. First, Dr. Bonnie Ferry, Vice Provost, Graduate Education and Faculty Development, and today's Mace Bearer. Dr. Colin Potts, Vice Provost for Undergraduate Education. Dr. Archie Irvin, Vice President for Institute Diversity. Mr. John Stein, Vice President of Student Life and Dean of Students. Dr. Isabella Marquis de Castilla, Associate Dean of the Libraries. And Ms. Rita Pikowski, Registrar. Thank you for being with us. This is a momentous day for you as graduates and for your family and friends who are sharing in the celebration of your accomplishments. You've worked hard to earn your degree from one of the best institutions in the nation, and in many disciplines, one of the best in the world. Georgia Tech faculty are engaged in research in more than 100 countries. The Institute has global centers in Costa Rica, Panama, and Singapore, and a joint campus that we recently established in Shenzhen, China. And for more than 25 years, Georgia Tech has had a campus in Lorraine, France. During that time, more than 7,500 students have spent a semester or more on our campus in Lorraine. Many of you have partnered in research with the potential to change our world. At Georgia Tech, we pride ourselves on being trailblazers who drive real-world change by embracing challenges, thinking critically, and developing innovative solutions to some of the most pressing problems facing society and our world today. Your Georgia Tech education is designed to prepare you to work collaboratively, to identify challenges and create solutions, and to be leaders in business, industry, and government, and in the communities in which you will live and work. Georgia Tech is in the business of creating the next idea, the next technology, and the next innovators and entrepreneurs. We're empowering the next generation of scientists, engineers, businessmen and women, architects, and so many others, engendering in each of them the passion and skills they will need to design our future. You, as graduates, will be forever linked to this great institution, and we're looking for great things from each and every one of you. Our commencement speaker this afternoon is Dr. Valerie Montgomery Rice, a Georgia Tech graduate who's currently serving as both president and dean of the Morehouse School of Medicine. In 2014, I had the privilege of speaking just before Dr. Montgomery Rice twice in a single week. First, when I introduced her as the keynote speaker at our Georgia Tech Diversity Symposium, and again at her Morehouse School investiture ceremony. We're grateful that she has returned to her alma mater to speak to us today. A Georgia native, Dr. Montgomery Rice holds a bachelor's degree in chemistry from Georgia Tech and a medical degree from Harvard Medical School. She completed her residency in obstetrics and gynecology at Emory University School of Medicine and her fellowship in reproductive endocrinology and infertility at Hutzel Hospital in Detroit, Michigan. Dr. Montgomery Rice is the 6th president of the Morehouse School of Medicine and the first woman to lead the freestanding medical institution. A renowned infertility specialist and researcher, she previously served as Dean and Executive Vice President of Morehouse. Prior to that, she served as Dean of the School of Medicine and Senior Vice President of Health Affairs at Meharry Medical Center, where she founded and directed the Center for Women's Health Research, one of the nation's first research centers devoted to studying diseases that disproportionately impact women of color. Dr. Montgomery Rice has received numerous accolades. They include being named among the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, Women of Impact in 2014, and the YWCA Woman of Achievement in Atlanta in 2014, and in Nashville in 2007. In 2011, she received the American Medical Women's Association Elizabeth Blackwell Medal and the Working Mother Media Multicultural Woman's Legacy Award. Dr. Montgomery Rice has been married to her fellow Georgia Tech alumnus, Melvin Rice, for 26 years. They have 2 children, Jane, a student at Harvard Medical School, and Melvin, a recent graduate of Ringling College of Art and Design. Please welcome Dr. Valerie Montgomery Rice, Georgia Tech graduate and president and dean of Morehouse School of Medicine.
Good afternoon, graduates. Today is your day, a day of reflection, a day of celebration. It is such an honor and a pleasure for me to be here with you as your 2018 Master's Ceremony commencement at Georgia Tech, my alma mater. I want to thank President Peterson and Provost Raphael Boss for their forward-thinking leadership and innovation that really has continued at Georgia Tech. And it really is at the forefront of learning institutions. I too must also recognize the faculty, the trustees, the administrators, and the staff who've really poured valuable time and insights into this graduating class and shared with them the wisdom and the benefits of pursuing continual and episodic educational experiences, reminding them constantly that in order to keep up with the rapid changes of technology and the ever-changing landscape of knowledge, that knowledge and learning continues for a lifetime, and many of you will and should continue beyond your masters. To the family and friends, this day is as much yours as the graduates. You too have sacrificed, much in their support of their dreams, so congratulations. And graduates, when you get home, give them a hug. Give them a hug, for they have supported you through thick and thin. And to all of you brilliant, smart, and promising graduates of the class of 2018, your moment has finally come. You will walk across the platform, receive your master's degree, and join those of us that continue to move forward, remembering that the difference between knowledge and learning, that gain in knowledge is what you have accomplished by attending Georgia Tech, but the learning really comes from the testing of that knowledge that has been gained with your master's degree. At Morehouse School of Medicine, our vision is framed by 3 imperatives that are really tied to the success of teaching and testing of the knowledge through the accomplishments of our graduates as they continue to make inroads and have impact, not only in the community but across the world. They are translating discovery into health equity, building bridges between healthcare and health, and lastly, preparing future health learners and leaders. Now let me expound upon that a little bit more, because we believe that the best way to advance knowledge of health equities and to educate and equip this next generation is to really be an advocate and positively impact our community by growing our own. Studies show that the United States is facing a shortage of physicians, particularly in primary care and those who would practice in rural and disadvantaged areas. And while many medical schools understand this to be a problem, very few make finding a solution the focal point like we do. At Morehouse School of Medicine, we have outstanding healthcare professionals who are more likely to practice in underserved areas than their counterparts at other institutions because of our focus. We choose students who come from underserved communities, both rural and urban. Focusing on growing our own has not gone unnoticed, as we were ranked first among U.S. medical schools for our contribution to the social mission of medical education. We very much believe in the power of possible. Interestingly, this mindset has already been set within your 2018 graduating class as well. And you have already begun to set standards high of overcoming obstacles and moving past limitations while embracing the power of possible. For example, Wasim Eli, he will receive his MBA today with a concentration in business analytics and operations management after earning his undergraduate degree at Georgia State. He's not in attendance today because he's serving as a sergeant in the Army National Guard and the 48th Infantry Brigade Combat Team. We thank him for his dedication and service to this country. And all the way from Austria, we have Herman Hans, who's on looking at us online. Wave to him, wave to him. He earned his online Master of Science in Computer Science entirely from Austria, where he is a citizen. And today he's attending the ceremony via live stream. He received his undergraduate degree in 2006 from Georgia Tech, but wanted to continue his education and came back 10 years later to earn his Master's of Computer Science here at Georgia Tech. Can we give him a round of applause? You see, that's the power of possible in action. And let us not forget Iana Jones, who's from Kansas City, Missouri. Today, she will receive her master's in Earth and Atmospheric Sciences, having earned her bachelor's degree in 2016 as a magna cum laude graduate of Clark Atlanta University. And she is studying to determine whether one of Jupiter's moons is habitable. Now, Iana, if your studies show that they are, please don't forget me. I may take that journey with you. I want you all to know that if it is probable, then it is possible. Let me share a quote with you. We waste our time waiting for the ideal path to appear, but it never does, because we forget that paths are made by walking, not waiting. And no, you shouldn't feel more confident before you take the next step. Taking the next step is what builds your confidence. I was grateful for my experience at Georgia Tech and completed my degree in chemistry. When I walked through that tunnel that afternoon many years ago, I reflected on how far I had come. I had graduated at the top of my class from Southwest High School in Macon, Georgia. I was a first-generation college graduate, and I had overcome osteomyelitis as a young girl, 8 years old. With this illness, I was in the hospital for months, and it placed me behind in school, and it positioned me on a bus called the Lucky Duck bus. That bus had academically diverse learners that would chart a path for me to academic medicine and health equity. For I too, on my crutches, trying to catch up, I too was diverse from my physical limitation. I rode the bus for several months. However, during that time on the bus, I began to chart a course for those on the bus to move forward. Luckily, I was a smart student. I studied hard, so I would work with the other students on the bus, some who needed help with reading, some who needed help with math. And sometimes our lessons would take a little too long, but the bus driver would drive a little slower so that we could finish that lesson. I remember my last day on that bus. I was both sad and happy as I had gained new friends and colleagues. The dichotomy of that bus experience, though, prepared me for my next phase. I had become their champion, and unbeknownst to me, I was the greatest benefactor. Riding that Lucky Duck bus was the preparation for me to walk down that tunnel at Georgia Tech in 1983. And it was my preparation for me to walk down a similar tunnel today, 35 years later, as a graduate from Harvard Medical School and the first female president and dean of a freestanding medical school, Morehouse School of Medicine. That experience allowed me to master the middle. For you see, I didn't come to Georgia Tech wanting to be a chemistry major. I started out in chemical engineering. Now, as a girl from Macon, Georgia, whose mother worked a swing shift in a paper factory, she rose to be the highest ranking woman in that paper factory. You can bet that my view of engineering was somewhat skewed. I co-opted several quarters with the company thinking that soon I'm going to feel the passion of understanding the kinetics of detergent synthesis. It's going to come, I know it is. And when the company told me that I was being considered for a permanent offer, I thought, I am in the middle, torn between being comfortable and graduating with a chemistry degree, or actually trying to decide, do I take this bird in the hand, or do I actually figure it out? Figure out what I really want to do. Many of you understand this crossroad, for you have an undergraduate degree. Many of you are working and you have families who are dependent on you, or you have parents like my mom who said, girl, they offered you a good job, you better take that job. Yet you recognize that there's a gnawing that said that you needed to do more. There was more for you to learn. There was more for you to master. And now look at you, getting ready to walk across that stage and reach another milestone. My question to you, though, what have you discovered while you were mastering in the middle? Georgia Tech was a wonderful experience. I learned how to think critically and not just think beyond what was just in front of me, but to think and look beneath the surface to be both logical and fair. I was able to hone these skills and incorporate them into my daily analytical thinking, using them as a measurement to discover what's possible. The Figure It Out slogan was one that one of my professors used over and over again, and it gave me intellectual perseverance, integrity, courage, and most of all, humility that I apply each and every day of my life. Because like you, and for me, I'm sure you've experienced this at Tech, that there is always someone smarter than you. You too understand that actually the national grading system is actually flawed. Because at Georgia Tech, an A is really based on who else is in the room with you taking the test. And that the A may numerically be 65 out of 100 instead of 90 out of 100. And oh, the most humbling of experiences, because we used to take little tests in these little light blue books, and you knew there was a problem when there was only 5 questions but 30 pages to write on. And you would answer just one question using 6 or 7 of the pages and then use the remainder to write out your final answer. You get the test back, 0 credit, because the final answer was wrong, because there was no such thing as partial credit. But I know I'm just living in the past, because surely my alma mater has narrowed that divide, right? So imagine when I went to Harvard Medical School and found out that it was pass-fail, I was very happy. I was so traumatized from my tech experience, it never even dawned on me to suspect that there were other ways to grade a student's performance. I'm sorry, Bud, I'm sorry. I just could not resist throwing a jab or two, because graduates, to this day, having completed medical school, residency training, fellowships, leadership development, an MD and MRS. I have 2 wonderful children. I often say that Georgia Tech was the hardest thing that I have ever done, and I would not change a moment of it. Graduates, you will find yourself like me, thanking Georgia Tech for the experience. I do so often. Receiving your master's comes with responsibility, the responsibility to do more. Some of you will return to your current profession with new skills and understandings and contribute. Some of you are going to start new adventures and make new discoveries, and some of you have recognized already that that gnawing is still there, and you will begin your PhD studies soon. And as you venture beyond the middle onto the next phase, I ask you to think on a few things. Align your professional identities with a vision that you have for others first and then for yourself. Now, what do I mean by this? I have a vision that health equity is achievable, that we can assist everyone with achieving their optimum level of health by giving them what they need, when they need it, and the amount that they need. For some, yes, it is access through an insurance card. But for some, it's access to new procedures that some of you will discover, or new drugs that some of you all will develop. But for some, it's better housing, or educational opportunities, or even employment. What I know that is, in order to ensure that I am working toward this goal, I ask one simple question when I engage with patients and families and learners. Based on who's sitting in front of me, what's possible? Based on who's sitting in front of me, what's possible? In order to answer that, it requires that I listen and that I think in limitless possibilities for what's possible for them. My professional identity as an MD becomes the backdrop for the opportunity, for it only gave me access to be engaged with the patient or the learner. Secondly, the word technology in the name of this great school has surely evolved to mean so much more than engineering. When I was here, I only knew of 3 degrees: engineering, architecture, and industrial management. I didn't even know that you could get a chemistry degree. I was prepared to leave after 4 years without a degree because you didn't need one to get into medical school, you just needed the prerequisites. And I was determined to go to medical school. But my advisor pulled me aside and said, you should at least take the senior chemistry courses and leave with a degree in chemistry. Thank goodness for others seeing the future of what else Georgia Tech could offer on the backdrop of math, science, and technology. By building on the foundation of technology, Georgia Tech now has multiple degree opportunities, many of which build a bridge between the limitations and opportunities of technology. Today, Morehouse School of Medicine and Georgia Tech are in partnership, and we will have students entering in the fall who will get their MD degree from Morehouse School of Medicine and their MBA from Georgia Tech. I ask you to remember this about technology, though. Technology is a continuous process. Technology loves to share. It duplicates, it repeats, and yes, technology allows you to get to the end user faster. But yet, it still needs a user. It still needs a master. As you become an alum of this great institution, some of you for the second time, you join an inspirational body of learners and professionals. And finally, I ask you to find the joy in what you have mastered. Feel it and let it wash over you. By figuring out what I didn't want to be, I found out what I could be. I found my passion. My love for math and science led me to Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech, through its rigors, gave me the courage to say no and to explore the possibility of yes. And I found medicine and was able to build the bridge to my passion for caring for people using discovery and technology as a source for always seeing what's possible. It is my passion that leads me to the joy I experience of doing my life work. And finally, remember to take care of yourself. Exercise, eat healthier, read, listen to music, dance, and laugh. For when health is absent, wisdom cannot reveal itself, art cannot manifest, strength cannot fight, wealth becomes useless, and intelligence cannot be applied. Class of 2018, congratulations, well done.
So Dr. Montgomery Rice and I were at a meeting recently where we were making a presentation. And I was expounding the virtues of Georgia Tech and talked about one of our residence halls, Towers Residence Hall, where we've installed an Amazon Echo Dot in every room along with a Fire Stick. And she said, when I come speak, I want one of those. So Dr. It's got a buzz on it, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Montgomery Rice. You know, there are a lot of special people here with us today. I want to call out just one individual. Is Devin Pete here? Devin, if you're here, he doesn't know I'm doing this. Devin Pete. So Devin is getting his master's degree in HCI, and he is the 13th member of his family to graduate from Georgia Tech. Congratulations, Devin. Thank you. His mom and dad are both Tech alums, and he's got a younger sister and a sister-in-law who are currently enrolled. Congratulations, Devin, to you and the other 14 Georgia Tech alums. We now come to the moment that all of you have been waiting for, the conferring of your degrees. The moment of walking across the stage represents the culmination of much work and achievement for each of our graduates. I would ask that after you receive your degree, you return to your seat and show your fellow students the same respect they did for you. At this time, I'm pleased to welcome to the podium Dr. Raphael Bras, Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Bross will present the candidates for the master's degree.
Good afternoon, everybody. We begin with the presentation of master candidates for interdisciplinary degrees across multiple colleges. Will the candidates in analytics, computational science and engineering, paper science and engineering, quantitative and computational finance, human-computer interaction, bioengineering, statistics, and cybersecurity rise and remain standing? Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for the Masters of Science degree who have completed the requirements for this degree.
Master of Science.
Master of Science in Analytics, interdisciplinary with the College of Computing, the Scheller College of Business, and the College of Engineering. Christopher Austin Brooks. Dorothy Ann Canella. Sam Goldstein, also receiving a Master of Science in Economics. Alyssa J. Griffin. Seth Allen Johnston. Emily Jean Marie Perriot.
Mackenzie Dawn Ward.
Mario Wijaya. Master of Science in Computational Science and Engineering, interdisciplinary with the College of Computing, the College of Sciences, and the College of Engineering. Jishir Chawla. Manit Goyal. Jingu. Shahabadan Shan Hashemi Torogi. Soo-hyung Kim. Shuang Liang. Lao Xiang Liang. Yang Wei Lin. Mingzhong Liu. Anthony Fitzgerald Patterson Jr. Matthew Cole Schieber. Chen Tan. Jiaying Wang. Xinyu Wang. Romeng Xu. Romeng Xu. Bowen Yang. Xiao Yu Yang. In Yu. Chen Wei Yu. Xiao Bo Zhang. Yong Sheng Zhang. Yu Zheng. Wen Zhenzhu. Master of Science in Quantitative and Computational Finance, interdisciplinary with the Scheller College of Business, the College of Sciences, and the College of Engineering. Jay Deshmukh. Jack Edward Feist. Yue Hu. Daniel Paul Mantika. Abhirup Mishra. Darnesh Narla. Caitlin Marie Reinfurt. Song Wang. Ling Xiao Yin. Yilin Yu. Xiaoling Zhang. Shengwei Zhou. Master of Science in Human-Computer Interaction, interdisciplinary with the College of Computing, the Ivan Allen College of Liberal Arts, the College of Design, and the College of Sciences. Sharon Ong Mei Ling. Alexandra Beal. John Raymond Bordoni. Victoria Joan Chai. Cheryl Chiang. Shruti Rajiv Dalvi. Wang Shuding. James Field. Akansha Gupta. James David Hallam. Kristen Julia Hare. Elizabeth Evelyn Hill. Azalea Shahrukh Irani. Andy Jin. Stephen Jones. Rohan Katyal. Philip Kimura Thallander. Xinyu Li. Xiongxin Li. Vikas Luthra. Iran Ma. Ryan McManus. Meghana Melkote. Raycharn Mong. Jayanth Mahana Krishna. Jordan Evan Movish. Kriti Nelavelli. Morgan Orengi. Diego Osorio. Nishant Panchal. Devin Talkeith Pete. Noah Posner. Philip Isaac Roberts. Aishwarya Saktishwaran. Lorana Salyu. Ho Yun Song. Vedant Swain. Mu Chao Tang. Udaya Lakshmi. Philip Eric Thompson. Jessica Chui. Nicholas Lee Vernon. Bradlyn Marie Walker. Kai Wei Wang. Shuhan Yang. Master of Science in Bioengineering, interdisciplinary with the College of Sciences and the College of Engineering. Nathan Eston Walden. Master of Science in Statistics, interdisciplinary with the Scheller College of Business, the College of Sciences, and the College of Engineering. Ana Maria Estrada Gomez. Swanand Kulkarni, also receiving a Master of Science in Economics. Wanjiang Zhang. Master of Science in Cybersecurity, interdisciplinary with the College of Computing, the Ivan Allen College of Liberal Arts, and the College of Engineering. Brian Stewart Edmonds. Meenal Maheshwari. Vishal Llewellyn Seshadri. Rohan Devang Vora.
You can sit down. I will now introduce the academic deans by college who will present the candidates for master's degree. Dean Zvi Galil will present the master candidates for degrees in the College of Computing.
Candidates for the Master of Science degree in the College of Computing, please rise and remain standing. Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for the Master of Science degree who have completed the requirement for this degree.
From the College of Computing, Master of Science in Computer Science, Valery Alexiev. Syed Mohammed Ali. Sajid Anwar. Mark Kevin Arita. Richa Arora. Nicholas Edmund Austin. Artur Baku. Jesus Baez. Tyson Dean Bailey. Timmy Layan Balagan. Murali Raghu Babu Balasu. Alexander Bandukwala. Jonathan Chi Bao. Christopher Glendon Bates. Robert Patrick Bates. Robert Joseph Baxter. Mark Edward Benjamin. Derek Sebastian Burnson. Jeffrey Kent Berry. Mahari G. Bayena. Varun Bezam. Vishal Bhatnagar. Akanksha Bindal. Prasenjit Biswal. Zachary Wayne Blust. Kenneth Paul Bowers III. Audra Lee Brown. Ryan Michael Brown. Thibaut Pierre Bouet. Mark Andrew Laurenti Buising. Mikhail Angelo Laurenti Buising. Connor P. Cahill. Samantha Lynn Campo. Matthew Robert Carter. Christopher Cassian. Saranya Chandrasekaran. Adrian Matthew Chan. Ta Cheng Chang. Pijung Roy Chen. Tianjin Chen. Wenlin Chen. Elliot Childry. Ishitha Chordia. Julie Anterchua. Benjamin Ching Sheng Chung. Melanie Kausar. Elizabeth Na-Young Coviello. Jesse Craig Goodell. Adam Kenneth Daling. Thomas Austin Davis. Andrew Frederick Dean. Christian Paul Deli. Olivier Dis. Jason Christopher Del Pont. Shitish Dio. Frank DeMeo Jr. Matthew Dodson. Robert Whitten Donaldson Jr. Kimberly K. Dorn. Arpitha Doody. David Neil Duffy. Justin Scott Dunaway. Christian Harold Eberhardson. Scott G. Edwards. Stephen George Ike. Elise Iden. Christopher Brian Everett. Christina Faturos. Graham Lanier Fletcher. Patricia Ann Flynn. Richard Warren Forehand. Jeffrey Edward Forster. Caitlin Elizabeth Fulford. Michael Charles Fullen. Pablo Sebastián Galestegui. Juan Carlos Garcia. Vicky Chavez Garcia. Darren Christopher Giron II. Karthik Gopalakrishnan, Sanjana Gupta, Haysam Hajar, Joel Robert Henry, Ashwin Hamal, Matthew Christopher Hockenheimer, Nathaniel Scott Holland, Reha Hoshanli, Matthew Aaron Houston, Gareth Brian Hughes, Jonathan Taylor Hunter, Gautier Hussan, Vina Marie Jacob, Sumit Jain, Travis Walker Jansen, Barrett Hoyle Jones Jr., Ronnie Jones, Sarang A. Joshi, Nikita Juneja, Anmol Kalia, Aaron K. Keach, Jonathan M. Keller, Vansh Kurana, Jun Kyung Kim, Simon Hyun Song Kim, Seth Michael King, Jason Shastri, Joshua D. Kozan, Nicholas Michael Kraus, Dmitry Nicholas Krinos, Katya Krivoruchko, Sini Kroma, Tanmaya Kumar, Jinath Gamage, Sandra Elizabeth Lara Saavedra, Richard Liu Lee, Shirley Lee, Tianyu Lee, Shijin Liang, Jeff Liu, Kai Liu, Sihan Yu, Barathram Loganathan, William Evstratios Lucas, Ricky W. Ma, Wasant Mani, Elena Lively Manuel, Anthony Pasqua Manuel, David Markham, Stephen Andrew Marlowe, Trevor Marsh, Vincent Frank Martin, Sheben Matthew, Alan Robert Matthews, Kyle Joseph Miller, Brent Mitten, Amber Lee Montgomery, Brian David Morgan, Moses Morjane, Brian Andrew Morris, Brandon Stewart Moss, Irina Muchnick, Kausar Sajjad Mukaddam, Raghavendra Murali, Casey Shannon Muse, Zaki Amar Myrick, Jatin Nanda, Daniel J. Natali, Namtan Nguyen, Christopher Jack Nicholson, Abhishek Nigam, Samuel David Northcott, Richard Ernest Owen III, Jeremy Ozog, Pravina Viswanathan Paninkirkandi, Sumed Pravin Parab, Yuri Jin Park, Sean Michael Patterson, Jason Henri Pommier, Jesse Peinado, Scott James Pelton, Ronnie Pena, Oscar Alfonso Perez, Sidney Noel Peterson, Eduardo Pimentel Jr., Benjamin Robert Pipkin, Singha Rakyong, Ravikiran Ramaswamy, Karthik Ranganathan, Edward B. Redmond, Zuili Rege, Christian James Reyes, David Ali Riazati, Carol Ann Rice, Seth Halleck Richards, Robert Michael Robertson Jr., Alyssa Therese Romeo, Ananya Roy, Aditya Sahai, Mohammed Hassan Salim, Yanardi Sanchez, Jonathan Michael Satria, Pranit Shah, Madhuri Shanbog, Kanan Shanmugakani, Hyunwoo Shim, Gurpreet Singh, Jeffrey Clayton Sizemore, Dave Randy Smith, Philip Andre Smith, Natalia Ivanovna Sniff, Jesse Sobchak, Nathan Somavarapu, Bran Sorum, Edward Ray Spencer, Jeremy Stevens, Broderick Lamont Stegall, Partha Subramanian, Ziwei Sun, Brian Scott Swanigan, Radislav Benedict Sulim, Praduma Tomboykar, Steve Tang, Mark Allen Thompson, Diego Toban, Roy Roger Tony Jr.,
Pranathi Tupakula,
Eric Valdico Turk, Casey Uzuwihi, Stefano Francesco Vaccari, Murali Varadarajan, Rohit Varki Thankachan, Jose Alessandro Vasconcelos,
Deepthi Venkatamaran,
Harkirat Singh Virk, Sachin Walavekar, Jackie Wong, Joshua Irvin Waters, David Lee Watts, Dustin Bruce Watts, Samuel He Woo, Cassie Lee Wright Jr., Kan Wu, Wei Xia, Yi Xie, Fan Yan, Jia Yi Yan, Xuan Wen Yao, Brandon M. Yates, Estelle Marie Ye, Jun Zhao, Gehith Zuagi,
Dean Jacqueline Royster will present the master candidates for degrees in the Ivan Allen College of Liberal Arts.
Will candidates for the Master of Science degree in the Ivan Allen College of Liberal Arts please rise and remain standing. Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for the Master of Science degree who have completed the requirements for this degree.
From the Ivan Allen College of Liberal Arts, Master of Science in Economics, Aditya Bottom-Breaker, also receiving a Master of Science in Building Construction and Facility Management. Charles E. Hodges II, Feng Chao Hu, Yuda Hu, Master of Science in International Affairs, Stephanie Marie Boffman, Nathan Garrett Fisher, David Frazier, Hannah Tracy Godwin, Catherine Elizabeth Jonell, Plamen Nenkov Mavrov, Allison Faye Stanford, Master of Science in Digital Media, Brooke Francis Vernita Bosley, Brendan James Cesare, Stephanie Nicole Dykes, Gayatri Gaikwad, Abigail Goingo Golfo, Yichi Liu, Christina Elise Lucas, Pierce Raymond McBride, Nicholas Conley Tippins, Yajing Yang, Master of Science in Public Policy, Aline G. Bunbukian, Laura Giselle Chavez Cerdas, Rainey Jernigan, Ishan Mehta, Mary Eve Patrice Spiru, Mary Therese Schweitzer, Christina A. Thayer, also receiving a Master of City and Regional Planning, Ravati Rupini Varaya, also receiving a Master of City and Regional Planning.
Dean Stephen French will present the master candidates for degrees in the College of Design.
Will the candidates for the master's degrees in the College of Design please rise and remain standing? Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting those incredibly creative spirits for the master's degrees from the College of Design who have completed the requirements for this degree, including our first graduates for the Master of Real Estate Development degree.
From the College of Design, Master of Real Estate Development, Tara Allison Ann Garland, Master of Science in Urban Design, Miriam Alzabi, Feng Huan Hong, Master of Science in Music Technology, Somesh Ganesh. Lamtarn Hantrakul, Agneya Abhimanyu Karure, Zachary Robert Kondak, Rupak Vignesh Swaminathan, Zichen Wang. Master of Industrial Design, Moises Philippe Araya, Thomas Clifton Wardell, Hayden Erickson, Wayne Hua, Alexander David McIntyre, Mariah Marion Mills, Dheeraj Rao, Natalie I. Salk, Jing Shui, Arjun Srinivas, Caitlin Elizabeth Taylor, Xu Xu Yuan, Master of Science in Building Construction and Facility Management, Paul Joseph Oxtolis, Catherine Bison, Minhan Duan, Maria Irshad, Xianghun Jua, Junghyun Lee, Samay Lohia, Karina Mansilla Espinoza, Tushar Patel, Vikas Patel, Felipe J. Perez, Abraham George, Stephen L. Sanders, Tevin Corey Hunter Washington, Wayne Lloyd Shannon, Whitney Clinton Williams II, Master of Architecture, Aban Muhammad Ali, Wesley Maxwell Boston, Sophie Brooks, Jordan Rude Bakila Channer, Ghazala Coulter, Sandy Mayel Courtois, Lyubomira Stefanova Dimitrova, Jordana R. Ebanks, Akima XL Edwards, Akintunde Aero Phillips, Nicole Paulette Ferrer, Ricardo Garcia Baez, Devika Prasad Gokali, Olivia Bren Hargett, Pavan Ravi Iyer, Avni Pramod Joglekar, Kitaki Sunil Kaspakar, Chris Landry, Yingfei Liu, Jose F. Luis, Mitra Maksudlu, Trent B. Miller, Leila Bezorgzad Mogimi, Mohammad Tariq Mohammed Saad Patel, Jose M. Pajaras, Kashmira Randivi, Yvette Carolina Ruiz Rodriguez, Bailey Marie Rumler, Jinde Srinivasa Sridaja, Paul Joseph Steidl, also receiving a Master of City and Regional Planning, Mick Tang Lao, Chi Tian, Mega Tony, Stephen Robert Victor, Michele Vitolo, James Walden II, Ning Wang, Lauren Priscilla Wells, Gloria Latrice Woods, also receiving a Master of City and Regional Planning, Shi Yang Zhai, Qi Zhang, Yi Zhang, Master of City and Regional Planning. Robert Brent Binder. Samantha Blake Brownie. Sigal Kanranate. Boruo Chen. Melanie Deeg. Andian Diwankari. Christy Searley Dodson, also receiving a Master of Architecture.
Sarah Carolyn Douglas.
Doreen Andrea Duncan, also receiving a Master of Science in Public Policy.
Florina Dott.
Iman Eljundi. Dara Scott Epstein. Alexandra Grace Irwin, also receiving a Master of City and Regional Planning. Megan Renee French. Allison Whitney Rupert Galloway. Mary Louise Hurt. Simone Chanel Howard. Michelle Ijaz. Erin Lauren Johnson. Rebecca S. Kim. Abigail Barnes Marinelli. Christopher Irving James McIntosh. Chow Meng. Caitlin Kell Mildner. Mark Alexander Morrison. Anna H. Nord, also receiving a Master of Science in Civil Engineering. Pooja Rav. Ian Michael Wilson Rogers. Serena Ariel Sawyer. John Michael Rice Saxton. Sanjay Sandhil Kumar, also receiving a Master of City and Regional Planning. Isabel Sadie Sepkowitz. Michael Boynton Toby. Rebecca Suzanne Van Dyke. Yanlin Wu.
Dean Miriam Alavi will present the master candidates for the degrees in the Ernest Scheller Jr. College of Business.
Candidates for the Master of Business Administration in the Scheller College of Business, please rise and remain standing. Mr. President, I'm honored to present to you those candidates for a Master of Business Administration who have met all requirements for that degree.
From the Ernest Scheller Jr. College of Business, Master of Business Administration, Bennett B. Albertson. Jason Alcedo. Matthew William Anderson. Sylvester Ashok. Taj Charles O'Miller. Anna Babinetz. Anthony Paul Bakshi. Alexandra Laura Baxter. DJ Beckett. Christopher Thomas Bergman. John Y. Bixler. Trevor Jersell Black. Rohit Botra. Daniel S. Brickhouse. Tom Britton. Jesse Randall Brooks, Paige Brown, Kimberly C. Burgick, Sandra Molina Cespedes, Mary Martha Clark, Matthew David Classy, Adam Philip Cowart, Micah Shane Cox, Nitan Dalal,
Joseph Ian Dingle,
Paige Marvin Dumiak, Michael James Edwards, Christopher Newman Everest, Charles Loomis Ferguson, Laura Thomas Ferreira,
George Davis Howes,
Samantha Ruth Lucy Flowers, Terrence James Foss, Julius Gebhard Koenigstein, Harmeet Gill, Scott Gillard, David Hahn, Crystal Jean Heidsick, Joshua Hale, Kyle Hale, Zachary Francis Hurd, Louis Ho, Bradford Mortimer Irons, Harleen Jabot, Mark Oscar Jacobson, Ashwini Satish Jagtap, Kaushik Reddy Kandi, Dinesh Reddy Kethi Reddy, Rajat Khanna, Sachin Kar, Hee-Jin Kim, Charles Edward Kirby, Wayne Timothy Liu, Preeti Malik, Smriti Kishore Mishra, Anjir Mitra, Sharmistha Mitra, Pratik Mittal, James Carson Moore, Catherine Elise Morgan, Elliot James Nolan, Nicholas Ogden, Sarah Neutral Orr, Aditya Pandey, Nikita Pidlaya, Hari Ramachandran, Matthew James Riley, Cameron David Richard Smith, David A. Rosenberg, Tejshri Ruparel, Andrew Joseph Sadler, Emily A. Sato, Samyak Saxena, Joshua Ryan Saylor, M. Adam Sheridan, Ramon Gola Silverman, Renee Adwin Coyote Simon, Deepak Pratap Singh, Tara Eason Shores, Elizabeth Snively, Jacqueline Smith, Nicholas Alexander Solana, Aviral Sood, Christopher Savcha, David Blake Stanley, Karthik Subramanian, Harry Yatwing Tom, Brett Austin Tatman, Robert Justin Thomas, James Edward Taverdi, Giovanni Francisco Vallejo, Erica Lee Vaya, Mukhtar Jamaluddin Voss, Richard Alexander Walters, Grace Rebecca Walton. Andrew Timothy Wanachek. Christopher Lee Ward. Kristen Regina Whalen. Brian J. Williams. Robert Ryan Williams. Christopher Raymond Winter. Rachel Margaret Wisely, also receiving a Master of Science in Analytics. David Douglas Wyant. Adam Paul Zenker.
Dean Paul Goldbart will present the master candidates for the degrees in the College of Sciences. If I may take it aside, this is the last such ceremony that Dean Goldbart will be with us. He's taking a major leadership position at the University of Texas, Austin. Let's give him a good send-off and the best of luck.
Thank you, Provost Brass. Candidates for the Master of Science degree in the College of Sciences, please rise and remain standing. The members of the College of Sciences community are proud of you, our bold explorers who will continue to create new knowledge to help drive forward the technology, computing, and medicine of tomorrow, and also simply to lift the human spirit to new heights, and who love simply celebrating science with the Georgia Tech community through events such as the Great American Eclipse of 2017. Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for the Master of Science degree who have completed the requirements for this degree.
From the College of Sciences, Master of Science in Prosthetics and Orthotics, Elizabeth Vieira Allen. Timothy Stephen Bump. Kelly Catherine Chu. Emily Christine Chismar. Cheryl Ellen Corbett. Anthony Christopher Greiner. Claire Eileen Kilpatrick. Kimberly Morgan Lebel. Seong Yoon Lee. Brandon Tyler Murphy. Lisa Ann Padilla. Brenna Ain Halverson. Ayana Jones. Marilyn Ann Bailey Jones. Master of Science in Earth and Atmospheric Sciences, Chi Wang. Master of Science in Psychology, Brittany Elisa Noah. Master of Science in Biology, Piyush Ranjan. Stephanie Cheng Richter. Master of Science in Bioinformatics, Jacob Boswell. Yichao-Yi Lu. Christopher Michael Monaco. Ajay Ramakrishnan. Casey Lynn Smith. Master of Science in Mathematics, Michael Shepard. Master of Science in Chemistry, Asim Abdullah Alanizan. Robert Demont. Federico Urbano Munoz.
Associate Dean Doug Williams will present the master's candidates for the degrees in the College of Engineering.
Candidates for the Master of Science degree in the College of Engineering, please rise and remain standing. Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for the Master of Science degree who have completed the requirements for this degree.
From the College of Engineering, Master of Science in Supply Chain Engineering, Shayan Kareem Ali, Shaya Aurora, Warintorn Bunjard Rumkajorn, Alfredo Alejandro Canton Singh, Giancarlos Antonio Chen, Dulcidio Emilio de la Guardia Vigiano, Edin, Carlos Alberto Garcia Espinoza, Ernesto Antonio Gonzalez, Gerardo Interiano,
Zine Lee,
Rachel Elaine Thorne, Yongshun To, Yu Yu Wang, Master of Science in Medical Physics, Chad Douglas Burns, Ji-Woong Jason Jong, Master of Science in Nuclear Engineering, Desiree Racine Prince, Master of Science in Operations Research, Daniel Paul Ballard, Mujib-ur-Rahman, Master of Science in Industrial Engineering, Yin Yin Tsai, Kimberly Holland Duane, Hunter Sherman Ray, Master of Science in Aerospace Engineering, Subodh R. Adhikara, David Connor Allman, Clarence Jack Dew, Lindy Axon, also receiving a Master of Business Administration, Luke Sterling Betty, Robert Andrew Bauman, James Christian Burr, Joshua Carnes, Colin Andrew Clemens, Timothy Shane Cook, Yann-Pierre Francois DeLuca, Alyssa Marie Deerdorf, Valentin Simon Marcel Fair, Zhen Yu Gao, Syed Hassan Wakar Jilani, Hunter Terrence Colin Goman, Andrew Joseph Greenhill, Caitlin E. Gunderson, Dinkun Guo, Anusha Harish, Dustin James Harper, also receiving a Master of Business Administration, Leah Lee Harris, Matthew Herron, Tanish Himani, Arjun Prasad Krishnan, Ashwin Prasad Krishnan, Henry Hin Yuen Kwan, Patrick Lay, Jian Hao Li, Ruija Ma, Brian Jeffrey Mann, John Alexander Miltner, Dylan Jonathan Montero, Athanasios Moshos, Mark Leo Moat, Arthur John Murphy III, Francis C. Park, Ravina Patil,
Manish Pokhrel,
Joshua Kevin Price, Swapnil Pujari, Kenneth Wayne Smith Jr., Surya Debbie Subia, Jason C. Swenson, Elmer C., Robert Arthur Walters, Tyler James Wying, Isaac Crenshaw Wilbur, Jiacheng Xie, Ruchi Yu, Jillian Grace Urisic, Master of Science in Materials Science and Engineering, Michael Andrew Davidson, Stephen Robert Del Sordo, Saida Fatima Hafsa, Thomas Payne, Master of Science in Chemical Engineering, Kirtana Bhatt, Sarala Kirtana Borla, Natasha Jane Crisandina, Rahmat Marjay Clinton, Tristan James Kernick, Jie Liu, Beatrice Ananga Iancho, Longtan Nguyen, Master of Science in Environmental Engineering, Sarat Kalamur, Gerald Jesse Duncan, Ying Tao Jiang, Yufan Lu, Sihan Chi, Austin Anthony Rasback, Yuelin Wang, Master of Science in Civil Engineering, Thomas Joseph Lee Andrago, Shiva Barami, Brianna Elizabeth Bolin, Po Yu Cheng, Hong Han Cheng, Eric Javier Garcia, Anirudh Atul Gatani, Fiza Hassan, John Song En Hu, Bilal Iftikhar, Piyush Jain, Sindhant Jain, Ranak Aleen Kandakar, Mani Mrudula Kurada, Atishay Lakhri, Ming Shu Li, Liu Changlin, Durai Raj Martin, Michael Thomas Rathbun, also receiving a Master of Business Administration, Timothy Luke Reeve, George Smith Summers, Jr., Jason Kahe Tam, Naga V.S. Dharani Valapaneni, Jordan M. Wolder, Jonathan Lucas Woodruff, Emily Williams Woods, William Maxwell Woolery, Kanyan Wu, Zhen Cheng Yang, Yusheng Zhang, Norman Joseph Zirkis, Master of Science in Electrical and Computer Engineering, Noman Ahad, Shalab Alam, Toya O. Amechi, Romain Jacques Bruno Amua, Shruti Aravind Mani, Jonathan Pradeep Austin, Priyam Avasti, Aaron Daniel Bartlett, Dakshitha Bachet Yahali Anandakumar, B.A., Eric Joseph Boshaman, Nora Nolwen Melanie Belmilaudi Michelle, Minus Daniel Benjamin, Maxime Paul Dominique Barolo, Hugo Bleck, Pranjali Pavitra Borkar, Chintan Butch, David Kabinian, Thomas Cardoso, Edison Dean Carrick, Neelam Chauhan, Shiv Kumar Chauhan, Lucas Chulon, Lu Yu Chen, Nicholas Cohen, Robert Wayne Corliss, Alice Kosia, Vaibhav Dadia, Manu Deshpande, Amit Sunil Damne, Daniel Jonathan Gunnar Ditchek, Swagata Datta, Rahul Datta Chowdhury, Alexander John DeVries, Ethan Paul Everett, Molly Grace Fink, Hao Fu, Shan Gao, Kyle Andrew Gassel, Ryan Tyler Gentry, Kian Gadamyari, Gabrielle Godot, Edith Gunny, Harikant Ravikumar, Divya Guru Vayurapan, Elliot Alay, Najwa Harif, Mitra Hosseini, Connor Alexander Hudson, Danishwaran Jyotishwaran, Manasa Kadiri, Ankit Kaul, Jesse David Khan, Dan Manga Kilanga, Asilk Siksi, Brian David Quo, Alexis Julien Lagrange, Juan Carlos Lazarte Mendoza,
Isaac Lee,
Charles Kim Lehman, Hao Ting Lee, Jia Yi Lee, Yu Jun Lin, Esther P. Ya-Ling, Daniel Wade Liu, Mateen Ahmad Malikyar, Chaitanya Ranjit Muniyar, Melvin Julian Matthew, Letitia Mogan, Sarah Anne Moray, Baresha Manaya Mavura, Chirag Mukesh Mehta, Peter May, Anga Mishra, Keith Stephen Mitchell, Julio Angel Morales Perez, Yotam Mosinzan, Ahmed Ayman Mustafa, Sahana Murthy, Akshay Nagendra, Yasmin Najjar, Avinash Nargund, Chidiabara Nwabufo Okoli, Mark Ryan Olson, Mohammed Shamir Omar, Vishesh Narendra Pamadi, Pushami Panindrashayi Shandilya, Raj Amar Patel, Rakesh Perumal, Thomas Owen Pettit, Akshay Pramad Roy, Sai Satyesh Rajan, Krishna Kumar Ramachandran, Sanjeev Ramakrishna Rao, Juan Diego Ramirez, Prakshi Rastogi, Muhammad Fahad Razak, Anusha Santos Relwani, Mario Alberto Rodriguez, Abhinav Roy Berman, Varsha Shankar, Ashita Ann Santush, Avinash Saravanakumar, Baron Semiz, Anurag Sethi, Amrita Sharma, Ashwin Shirsat, Mitali Shivkumar, Jeremy Dale Simpson, Parker James Singletary, Gregory M. Sephian, Shashwat Sitesh, Kyle Garrett Slovak, Anisa Sanawala, Nikhil Soraba, Sandhya Sridhar, Madhurya Srinivas, Christopher Michael Stolz, Vidya Subramanian, Pang Kai Sun, Mariah Rachel Spunar, Justin Tamayo, Sivaram Tangadure, Harsh Tomar, Esma Tuzovic, Sampada Srirang Upasani, Lipi Nimishvara, Chunlin Wang, Adam Wild, Ernest Bernard Williams Jr., Philip James Wolfe, Guoi Wan Wu, Shuyang Xu, Paul Maximilian Yates, Joju Joseph Zajo, Enrico Zarilli, Yang Fan Zhang, Zimu Zhang, Junti Zhang, Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Christine Elizabeth Apicella, Isaac Andrew Bauer, Si Yao Sai, Thomas Compagnon, Amaury des Enfants, Benjamin Dussault, Brian Frederick Eberly,
Ali Gavani,
Scott Matthew Greer, Christopher Kevin Healy, Zhang Hui Hu, Rami Khalid Zakaria El Adli Imam, Brian Janey, Emily Leah Keene, Sami Imad Laban, Quincy Lowry, Matthew William Lyon, Joshua Marcus Chase McKinney, Rida Muden, Shafat Mushtaq, Patrick Michael O'Mara, Travis J. Packer, Boyd William Palmer, Gabriel Pétredieu du Charlat, Trilochan Ramhatla, Anne Cecile Schaefer, Amelia T. Chao Ying, Wei Xiang To, Ifreke Andrew Umana, Young Benny Wong, Yi Wei, Omid Khosravani, Aya Jan, Samuel Ngugi Kinuthia, Rahesh Ramesh Kumar, Jiahua Yu, Eduardo Andres Gonzalez Cordova, Juntang Wang, Roberto Sebastian Buccelli Miranda, Sam Stephen Raj, Ryan Martin Rooney, Jin Woo Go, Dong Yan Yu, Mubashir Akhtar, Fatima Zara Shreet, Brandon M. Schussler, Mohammed Risual Barada, Melazan Zantarud, Bomgu Jang, Kamaria Esmail Abdallah, Rida Shazli,
Will all of the graduates please rise? Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Georgia Institute of Technology and by the authority of the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, I confer upon each of you the master's degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. You are to be commended. You have earned a graduate degree from one of the world's most prestigious institutions. Master's graduates, you may now commemorate your achievements by moving your tassel from the right to the left. Please join me in congratulating our graduates. Please be seated. All right, hang with me, we're almost there. Our Georgia Tech alumni are an extraordinary group of high achievers. To welcome the newest members of this graduating class into the Fellowship of Tech, I'm pleased to introduce Mr. David Bottoms, Chair of the Georgia Tech Alumni Association.
Thank you, President Peterson, and congratulations, graduates. It is my pleasure to, on behalf of the Georgia Tech Alumni Association, welcome you, many of you for the very first time, as alumni of the Georgia Institute of Technology. I, like many of you, had the opportunity to experience some of the benefits of the Alumni Association as a student. For me, it was participation in the Georgia Tech Ambassadors Program and the Student Foundation that allowed me to experience the value and power of the Georgia Tech Alumni Network. For you, perhaps, it has been participation in the Student Alumni Association or through Mentor Jackets, the nation's largest student alumni mentoring program. If you're already engaged with the Alumni Association, that's great. Please continue your involvement through our Young Alumni programming. If you were a student mentee, take this opportunity to now serve as a mentor to a student a few years behind you. If this is your first exposure to the Alumni Association, take it from me. There is no better time to get engaged than shortly after graduation. With a worldwide array of networks and affinity groups complemented by programs and services geared to the specific needs of new alumni, relevant opportunities to leverage the resources of the Alumni Association abound. You have now joined ranks with more than 160,000 fellow graduates of Georgia Tech who, not surprisingly, are some of the most impressive, accomplished, intelligent, and capable people on earth. Your Georgia Tech Alumni Association stands ready to facilitate your ongoing connection to Georgia Tech and its incredible alumni. Undoubtedly, one of the most important ways to stay connected with Georgia Tech is through participating in Roll Call, Georgia Tech's annual Fund for Excellence. Now, before you get nervous, I have some really good news. In recognition of the fact that we know that shortly after graduation it can be difficult to give, your fellow alumni who have come before you have each given $25 in each of your names for this year. So consider yourselves covered. Now, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't say that next year, please make support of Roll Call an annual tradition. Whether your annual gifts are big or small, your support, along with the gifts of tens of thousands of other proud alums, provides Georgia Tech with the resources that it needs to be relentless in its pursuit of continued excellence, and as a result, will ensure that our alma mater's future will always be brighter than its past. Again, congratulations and welcome to the Georgia Tech Alumni Association.
Thank you, David. At this time, members of Sympathetic Vibrations will lead us in the alma mater, followed immediately by the faculty recessional. The graduates and audience are requested to remain standing as the platform party recesses. Then, I invite all of you to join in the nation's best-known fight song, Rambling Wreck from Georgia Tech. For our newest Georgia Tech graduates, we have a special treat. As you exit the McCamish Pavilion, the whistle will blow several times in your honor. Thank you for your attendance this afternoon, and have a wonderful evening. Congratulations.
Oh, we of Tech, arise, behold, the banner as it reigns supreme, forth from on high, the white and gold waves in its triumphant gleam. The spirit of the cheering throng resounds with joy, revealing a neighborhood in praise and song, in memory of the days gone by. O Scion of the Southland, in our hearts you shall forever fly. whiskey clear. I'm a rambling wreck from Georgia Tech and a hell of an engineer. Well, if I had a daughter, sir, I'd dress her in white and gold and put her on the canvas to cheer the brave and bold. Well, if I had a son, sir, I'd tell you what he'd do. He would yell to hell with Georgia like his daddy used to do. I wish I had a barrel of rum and sugar 3,000 pounds, a collar's bell to put it in, a clapper to stir it round. I drink to all good fellows who come from far and near. I'm a